I think we haven't talked about early life experiences and stress.
What, trauma?
Yeah, so one thing, and we haven't talked about talk therapies and conventional treatments. So if you look at all these brain diseases, virtually all of them, if you go back in time, if you've had emotional, physical, sexual trauma in early life, you're much more likely to have brain diseases later in life.
That's astonishing to hear. That's amazing. There's so many things and so many ways that our health can be affected. But could you ever imagine that the things you went through as a child can affect you so far deep into your life if you're fortunate to make it that far? How do we unpack these things? Well, today on Solutions for Men, we are reacting to Diary of a CEO. One of his famous episodes that just recently came out, we were talking about the betterment of your mental health and your stability, how your brain is connected to your stomach and vice versa. So are you feeding yourselves the right things in life? Are you releasing the tensions and things that come across your life? Are you looking at things at a greater perspective? We're going to react to this today. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe as we break down what compartmentalizing can do for you and what it can undo for you and what you can do to be a better person to release these things and be talkative and be active in the growth of your everyday health and everyday life. Here's the solutions for it. Let's get to it.
And this is across all of them. Again, coming up with the idea that they're all related in some way. And so, we've moved on from the Freudian idea that, the mind is different from the brain. If you take this holistic idea, how does this fit into this inflammatory metabolic theory of brain health? I think it now does, because they've done studies showing that following trauma or stress, you can trigger your immune system to be permanently raised.
Nuance. We're discussing nuance. We're discussing new things that we found out throughout history, the development of science and technology and development. There are many books that are outdated, but there are many books that are foundational. There are many gentlemen that we based our whole lives on, their wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and now it's been an upgrade or different studies have been found. But you got to ask yourself, do you have the basic level of knowledge to even have this conversation with yourself in the mirror? All it takes is for you to do some research. We're in a different world. We're in a different time where anything you think of can be your overall development to get better. But you have to choose it. You have to decide. You have to cut something off for your development. When we think about traumas and things that we come from, I don't know you personally, but I can speak anecdotally from my life. I've seen many things that a regular average person should not. I've been through traumas. I've been through different characters and relationships of people that I've survived. And now watching here in Diary of a CEO is letting me know that I have to work even harder to dismiss those compartmentalizations in my brain enough to have a long, healthier life. This is all connected to brain damage. This is all connected to mental illnesses further on down the line. And if you have things to fight for, if you have family, friends, if you're a parent, you're a spouse, if you have things you are truly fighting for, you're listening to this today, and you're dealing with this as a result of being the best versions of yourself.
So again, you get this consistent stress that the thermostat doesn't go down to baseline. So you have a period of a year, a terrible period as a kid. They do tests later in life. They'll find your inflammation levels in your blood are raised in people who had a nice, gentle, quiet childhood. And I think this starts to link all these different components together. And these cross all these early life traumas. You see the same thing in people with chronic pain, chronic back pain, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, epilepsy, schizophrenia, everything. But
it's amazing that our body works like a computer. Nothing is ever really erased. There's always some type of memory, some stored data within your brain fragment that your body compartmentalizes away. But there are ways to discharge it and to become anew. There are many herbs and stuff. Recently read that your cortisone levels being too high can contribute to your stress levels and stop you from losing weight and all these other things. I am a person who is working through being an emotional eater. I work through it all the time because you want to feel through the food. I get to feel a win. Through food, I get to find something that tastes good. Through food, I get to understand that, hey, this finally is something that tastes delicious and I can't mess this up. This is a win. I don't have to rely on anyone. I don't have to rely on people. I don't have to rely on anything. This food is development. But now you have to ask yourself a question. How much is food playing into my not wanting to get up, not feeling like doing something, my overall development, my staying and being a father for as long as I can, my staying and being a husband for as long as I can, being a brother as long as I can, being a mentor as long as I can? The world is waiting on you to be great. So make sure you tune in with these things. There's herbs out there, there's information, educate yourself, and don't be blocked. Don't be blocked. Find the solutions of your life. Find a solution. Don't be blocked. Stay in comfort zone is not accessible right now. Now we must grow, and you got to shed your skin to do so.
It doesn't really matter where the source of the stress was. It's caused some physiological problem. So I think that is really interesting, so that we could pick up people who, if we had better tests of that stress and inflammation, we could start to help those people earlier on before the brain started to struggle. And I think that's really interesting.
Inflammation seems to be the game. Inflammation seems to be the number one thing that's attacking us these days. When we think about ways to get rid of inflammation, ways to, get a massage, drink more water, or some people say just eat fruits, God's Gatorade, watermelon. It's so many things in here that you should study and find out what fits for your blood type and what fits for you. This whole SOULutions, the network thing, is about life and living it more abundantly. And if you're here today, hit like, share, and subscribe. And let's hear if they have some anecdotal or large anecdotes for us to practice and going forward today. Let's see if they talk about it on Diary of a CEO.
And of course, we want to do most to reduce the problem in the first place. They've also done studies on talk therapies. So obviously psychiatry is compartmentalized into the talk therapists and the drug therapists. And there's quite a lot of evidence that talk therapy does reduce inflammation levels and help your immune system. So just in the same way possibly that talking to friends has that effect. So talking to your therapist long-term will reduce your stress, and you can see that in blood markers as well.
People find a way. When you think about stuff like colloquialisms, like barbershop talk, like being on a PlayStation or Xbox where people go together and gather, where girls have girls night out, guys have guys night out, they're talking at the salons and all these other things. People don't know they're really working on long life, divesting their problems, talking to someone who really does care about you on a professional level as well as having friends. I challenge you to go give that information out to someone you trust so you don't have to carry it anymore. How about you write it down? And have your friend read it, someone who loves and cares for you, write it down and see what they say about it. They're not going to use it against you if they truly love you and they're truly your friend. You can't be worried about that. You can't keep this in no more. Whatever trauma that was that you're carrying that has shaped your life and has enabled you not to get the fruits of your life, it is time to let that go. It's time to shed your skin. It is time for overall development, because guess what? After you do that, there's another level you're going to dig deeper to. You have things in this world that care about you, whether you believe it or not. And you have things in this world that need you, whether you believe it or not, whether it's shown or told to you every day or not. You are needed, and you are good enough for right now.
The whole thing is starting to come together, that all these different ways of treating it can be working through similar pathways that looked so different through the fact that we've got so distracted by Descartes, Freud, treating the brain as something so different to the rest of the body.
Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to leave a link in the description for Diary of a CEO. Make sure you check out their podcast. There's a whole bunch of abundance there you can check out. I'm Sheem. This is SOULutions The Network. Peace and blessings.
Brought to you by SOULutions The Network.